Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. I just wanted to touch base a little bit. Got a new shirt, it's pretty cool. So this weekend was pretty amazing. I had a great weekend. I did have a little anxiety. I was with a friend, so I went to Chattanooga for a concert, for a Lindsey Sterling concert. She is best. My God, she's so beautiful. The concerts are so amazing. They're just so full of life, and the energy you can just feel is so positive and so uplifting. And she's just a wonderful woman. And anyway, we went to Chattanooga for a couple days for the concert. We did a VIP meet and greet. Got to take some pictures with her. It was awesome. She's so amazing. She's so powerful. The energy she gives off is just, it's amazing. I'm getting off on a tangent here, so yeah. So we went to Chattanooga. We went to the concert. We had pretty good seats. I didn't take any medication at all. I was pretty surprised. I was actually with a friend. I consider her a very good friend. I look up to her, which is strange. She's younger than me, and she's just been going through this healing path for like a while now, and it's inspiring. It's been inspiring me to want to do better, and to want more healing of myself, and to get to know myself. So, yeah, I mean, things are changing around for me, and things are looking up quickly, like on a rapid pace, and I don't know how this happened, but all I know is that I've changed the people that I hang around. I still have my own friends. I can't party anymore like I used to. You know, I don't want to do even the drinking on the weekends is still counterproductive for me. So I'm not really doing that right now. I'm trying to just focus on myself and my healing. And so far, I've been loving it. And so I've had enough things to do to occupy my time, so that I don't get depressed, or so I don't feel like drinking, and like by myself, like so I'm not gonna go there, but we're in Chattanooga, having a great time, and the energy that my friend puts off it was great. It was calming. There was no rushing. Even though we were in a city, it was just everything was very soothing. We didn't rush anything. We got to enjoy every moment of it, I think. It was pretty special. It was like an extension of a birthday. I bought these tickets for my birthday. I didn't know who I was going to take. Well, and this was just like the perfect person. We got to talk a lot about spirituality, growing as a person, triggers of PTSD, coping skills for PTSD and anxiety. We talked a lot about that, and we actually went through some of that. So I want to tell you a little story. So when we went to Ruby Falls, just outside Chattanooga. If you've ever been there, it's just a big waterfall, and there's a bunch of caves, and you take an elevator down like almost 300 feet. I don't remember what it was, but it's almost 300 feet down. And so my friend and I both have PTSD, separate traumas, completely different, different timings, different everything. But we both have it, and so we can both kind of empathize with each other. And so we got down to the cave, and I didn't realize when we got on the elevator, I didn't hear the part that it was like 280 feet or something like that, or whatever it was, almost 300 feet down. I didn't kind of catch that part. I was kind of just, I don't know what I was, in La La Land or something. But anyway, we get on the elevator and it's going down, and I can see my friend looking at the rocks, and it has a glass window, and so you can see the rock. Just you can see the cave just going up, and you're just like, holy crap, I'm going down this far. And so my anxiety started getting up a little bit, and then but once we got off the elevator, it opened up a little bit, not too much, but it was still a cave. We were in a cave 300 feet below the top, which, yeah, it was pretty creepy. My friend was thinking that the tour was going to be like, we just kind of keep moving until we get to this big open waterfall. And that's what I thought too. It's not like that at all. It's very touristy. So there was groups of people, and you couldn't leave your group. You had a tourist guide. Like, you literally couldn't go forward because I think there was like another elevator or something, or they had it blocked off, and you can't move until they put this video on for you that's like 15, 20 minutes long, and you have to sit in this cave full of people, and it's very eerie. It's if you struggle or have any kind of anxiety issues, it's kind of a tough one. It's me personally, agoraphobia has seemed to be my biggest trigger, but I also have anxiety throughout the day. This was a pretty lit up place. Caves do creep me out, but let me tell you, my friend had a full out panic attack. So I understood it. I understood where she was coming from. I totally understood it. Not totally, I can't say that, but I understood the pain and the suffering that she was going through. So she kind of backed away from the crowd and went around the corner and put her music on to soothe her down. And I came around to check on her, and she said she's okay. So I wanted to give her space so she could, process this, and I didn't want to overwhelm her. So I just kind of let her be for a little bit, and it wasn't getting any better for her, and you could see it, and she really wanted to get out of there. So we immediately we went back to we asked somebody, said, hey man, can we get out of here? And they said, yeah, no, not a problem, it happens all the time. So we went back, and we were just kind of talking. I was kind of trying to talk her down a little bit. It was helping. But when it was all said and done, there were some tears. There was definitely some tears. When it was all said and done, she thanked me for helping her. And about to tear up right now. It was powerful because my trauma and understanding her pain, not understanding what she's going through, because I didn't have that fear at the time. Luckily, I didn't. But knowing the pain and the suffering that she was going through, I was able to help her through it. And there's always another day for Ruby Falls. Ruby Falls isn't going anywhere, but what was more important was getting her out of there and getting her feeling safe again, because that feeling of no control over your safety, when you have that and you have anxiety, it's just overwhelming. You can't explain it. It takes over your body. It's not just your mind, it takes over, which it does. It takes over your mind, oh my God. But it takes over your body. Your body starts to do things. Your body starts to shiver. Your body starts to shake. You start to feel, you forget to breathe. Your heartbeat is going 130 miles an hour. It's going about 130 beats per minute when you're having an anxiety attack, sometimes higher. That's like running, like as fast as you can. and exerting yourself as much as you can, getting your heart rate up like that. But it's for no reason. I mean, there's a reason in the back of your mind, but tangible reason, there's no reason for it. It's just there. You can't explain it. So I was able to empathize with her in that area, and we immediately turned around. We got out. We got on the elevator, and it was kind of funny. When we got on the elevator, I didn't realize. I was just kind of wasn't really paying attention on the elevator ride down. On the way up, I realized how long that elevator ride was, and I was looking at the rocks through the glass, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is actually." If I would have been paying attention, I probably would have freaked the hell out too. But it was a learning experience, and it made me feel really good because this woman has helped me so much so far with my PTSD and sharing her experiences and how she copes with them. It's helped me so much that just that little bit of giving back it warmed my heart. It made me feel, I don't know, good's not really a feeling, but it made me happy. It made me feel like me going through this pain and the suffering and all the other shit I've been going through the last few years is not for nothing. I don't know if that's right grammar or not. It isn't for nothing. However you say that, it wasn't for nothing. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, because it's weird, watching someone have an anxiety attack and you don't understand anxiety. Like my mother had anxiety. She had pretty bad anxiety, and she was schizophrenic. And she would ask me to do things for her to make sure the house was safe, and I didn't understand it at all. I get it now. I don't understand what my mom went through, but I understand that fear and that sense of there's no control over what might happen to you. That could be extremely bad, and you can't shake that negative feeling. I can empathize with that. But yeah, my mother used to. Man, this sounds crazy, but one night I remember she passed away a long time ago, a couple decades ago now. I love my mother, but I remember one night she asked me to go outside and check her windows because she saw a head or a face coming through the air conditioner unit. Now this was 25 years ago. So it was a window unit, AC unit. It wasn't like a central AC unit. She saw a face coming through the vent. Those little vents in a box, in a window unit, an AC unit. Think about that. How the hell is somebody gonna put their head in a solid window unit? Now I'm a 16. I think I was 16 or 7. I think I was 17 maybe. And I'm trying to wrap my head around this. And I'm not judging her. But at the same time, I'm thinking, Mom, what the shit is going on? This is crazy. But I didn't judge her because she was my mother, of course. I loved my mother. I wanted to protect her. So I went outside in the dark. And I went out there with a butcher knife, and she had me so convinced that I was scared. I was like, if you're out here, I'm like yelling. I'm like, if you're out here, I'm going to murder you. And it was like, there was nobody out there, of course, but I didn't understand that. I still don't. I Yeah, I still don't understand it, but I empathize with the feeling of it. That's for sure. I'm at an age now where I don't think I'll be schizophrenic. I know it's passed through generational DNA or whatever. I don't think they say once you pass like 20, 25, if you don't have it by then, you don't have it. And I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Thank God. Because it was terrifying. But I've learned to not judge people when they have attacks, especially now, because I do have panic attacks. And I can empathize with that feeling. No matter what is triggering you, I can empathize with it, and knowing that I'm able to help somebody just by being there with them and understanding them and talking with them is like, that's powerful. I never thought of this being turned around into something that could be used for good. I'm a pretty open-minded person, but when you get these feelings, I don't wish them on anybody. They're terrible. They literally take over your brain and your body. And sometimes, no matter how many breathing exercises you do, no matter how much exercising you do, no matter who you talk to, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just can't shake it. And it just takes a little bit of time to get rid of it, or take some medication. I was never a believer in medication until a few months ago. And I don't plan on, I'm on medication now. It's a very light, mild anti-anxiety medication, and a blood pressure medication as well that helps lower your anxiety. But I try not to take any pills. I try not to take them at all. This weekend, we were in Chattanooga for 2.5 days. I think I took one pill, which was fucking good for me. That's really good. And I gotta say, it's because of my surroundings. My surroundings were just happy and joy. It wasn't negative. It was I was around a really good person. Everything we were doing was positive. Everything we talked about was positive. There was no gossip or shit talking. It was just positivity and good energy, and that's what I need in my life. That's the kind of friends I'm finding, and I'm finding these people because there's a lot of them that I'm finding, and it seems like they're coming out of the woodwork, but I promise you they're not. They've always been there. It's what I've been putting out. I've been putting out to the universe negative vibes. I haven't really left my house in almost a year until the last couple months because I've been terrified. I didn't want to leave my house. I live behind a grocery store. I couldn't even go to the grocery store. I mean, it's literally a few hundred feet away, and I didn't want to do that because it scared the shit out of me. And I didn't want to deal with anybody or life or people or anything. So the energy I was around all weekend was great, and the energy I have in the town I live in now is phenomenal. I've been putting out the energy to collect these people and to cultivate these relationships, and I love it. I mean, I love it. I just got another birthday present last night. A friend stopped by. I don't know if you could read it. It says Yin with Lynn. You should check out her YouTube channel. She does yoga. She's a yoga instructor. She's really cool. Her energy is really, 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 how do you say it? It's very upbeat. I love it. I love being around it. It just, there's just nothing but laughter and fun all the time. I love it. Positivity is where it's at, man. Healing is where it's at. I'm on a real big healing venture right now, and I can't get enough of it. You know, I'm starting to love myself a lot more, very fast, and this is not me just putting the work in. I gotta say, this is the people that I've been hanging around. Also, they have been showing me the way. I feel like I feel like even though I've known these friends, I've known a few of them for quite a while, but I was never on that wavelength. You know, the spiritual wavelength. At the time, I wasn't when I was hanging around, so it was just a different vibe. But now the vibe has changed, and now I'm putting out there to the universe that, excuse me, I want spirituality. I want positivity. I want to be able to hold my head up high. I want confidence. I want to walk into a room like a fucking boss. You know, not a dickhead boss, but like a nice boss. You know, like, what's up? You know, just to chill. Like, that's what I want to be, man. That's what it used to be, and that's what I'm gaining back. I'm actually gaining more of a sense of myself through all this, for sure. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot of my strengths. I'm learning a lot of weaknesses. Which, you know, I've always known my weaknesses because I've always pointed them out. I've always been very hard on myself. I've always been real hard on myself. Real hard on myself, on the ones I love. I've always expected more from them and me. And no, I just want to. I'm changing all that. I'm not expecting anything from anybody. I just want to give. You know, I just want to give. I just want to spread love and spread kindness. Because that's what I want in my life. I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of chaos. I'm tired of the shit that doesn't have to be a part of my life, that I invite and I allow to stay and I allow in my life. And I don't want it anymore. And it's all changing. I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. I still have a lot of work to do. I did wake up with anxiety this morning. Again, I think it's because I was alone. That's a big trigger for me, is being alone. Thank God it's daytime. Otherwise, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know my little experience this week, this weekend, especially with the anxiety in that cave, man. It was a powerful moment. You know, if you struggle with PTSD or depression, anxiety, anything like that, your story, you could help somebody. You know, if you don't feel like you can right now, you can, just by listening to somebody, just by sympathizing. Even if you can't empathize, just listen to them. You know, that helps sometimes. You know, rub their back. Well, no, not necessarily rub their back. I wouldn't say that. Sometimes people don't like to be touched. Ask them if they need a hug. How about that? Ask them, do you need a hug? because I asked my friend if she needed a hug, and she started crying and said yes. And I gave her a big hug, a big squeeze, and she just said thank you. I needed that so much, and I understand that because hugs release oxytocin, which is a chemical in your brain similar to dopamine, and it's a soothing chemical. And so, if you ever need a hug, just ask somebody. Just say, "Hey, man, can I have a hug?" Or, "Hey, whoever it is, can I please have a hug?" Hopefully, it's somebody that you know. If not, why not ask a random person? The person, the woman I was with. When we were at the concert, she met this guy who looked like Santa Claus, and Christmas is like her favorite thing. And so she's like, "I met Santa." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Right there," and the guy was sitting right behind us. I'm like, "Holy crap, this guy had like the big long beard, and it was brushed out just like Santa. Like you could see the comb strokes through it, and it just whoosh. It was amazing. He had the white hair. I mean, he was all big and jolly. His cheeks were red. This guy was like, he was Santa, and his wife was definitely Mrs. Claus. It was amazing. But she wanted a hug from this guy. She's like, "Can I hug you? You're like a real life Santa." And she just asked him for a hug. And she said that he gave her the biggest hug. She said she was expecting a hug. She got one, but then he gave her a big squeeze at the end. And she just felt so amazing. And she said it released so much energy for her. And I mean, that's the power of love. She has no clue who this guy is. He just looked like Santa, and the guy loves Lindsey Sterling just like us. So it's amazing. If you need a hug, just ask. Even if it's a random person, just ask. You'd be surprised. If somebody came up to me and said, "Hey man, I really need a hug. Can I have a hug?" I'd totally give them a hug. Now, if they're a little creepy, but seriously, if you need help, reach out if you can. It's hard to reach out. I understand that. I totally get that. It took me a couple years to reach out, even for to new friends. I was only looking for professionals to reach out with because I didn't want my friends knowing my disabilities, if you will. I didn't want them thinking I was weak. My ego was getting in the way, so I was only doing therapy for a couple years, which helped, of course, but nobody knew. None of my friends knew me. None of my friends knew I was struggling. None of my friends knew anything about what happened. They knew the story because I told it to them briefly, but they didn't really know what was going on in my mind and how it was truly affecting me. Excuse me. I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, that was my that was my weekend. Started on Thursday. It was pretty nice. So yeah. Excuse me. Jeez, damn cigarette. So yeah, if you can get anything out of this, your story, your struggles, they can help. I wasn't expecting to help anybody. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am trying to put it out there that if you do struggle with this and you see somebody going through this, especially a friend or a family, go up to them, put your arm around them, and be like, "Hey, let's get away from this situation. Let's talk. What's going on? Can I help you? Is there anything I can do? Do you need a hug? Do you need to talk?" Yeah, because it's tough to reach out when you're in that situation. It's very tough. All you want to do is you just want to curl up in a ball, in the fetal position, and just hope that nobody sees you. But at the same time, you're dying for someone to come and help you. and it's a feeling you can't describe. It's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, you don't know what to do. You're just stuck, and sometimes you can muster the strength to reach out, and a lot of times you can't. It's for me. I'm learning how to reach out. I still don't quite know how. There's only a couple people that I can actually. Well, that's not true. There's a few people that I feel comfortable with reaching out to. Um, but I'm learning. It's a learning curve for me. This is all brand new for me. My friend that I was with, she's been dealing with trauma and PTSD and anxiety and depression. She grew up with it. You know, I didn't grow up with this stuff. I grew up seeing it, but I didn't grow up with it. I didn't, you know, so I couldn't imagine going that long, that many years with that kind of stress. I couldn't imagine it. Just a little bit, just a few years that I've been going through it has just been hell. So anybody out there that you grew up with this, or you know you had a rough childhood and you've been dealing with these issues, I feel for you, and I send love your way. I truly do. I send healing your way. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but just know that your story can help. Yeah. I love you guys, and I hope you have a good week.